Hello everyone, and welcome to another game of World of Warships. Today it's one of my replays and I'm in the Halland at tier 10 on European Destroyer. I'm on the map Sea of Fortune. It's a pure tier 10 battle. There is no carrier, which is lovely. There is one raider, that's a booster. And yeah, so usually I tend to start the replays like 2 or 3 minutes in when stuff starts to happen, but there is a reason why I've started here at the very beginning, because so I started on the most left side for all destroyers, right? You can see the Shimakaze and the Halland are both coming my way, and the Maso hasn't moved. So we have 4 destroyers, and I'm not sure what those destroyers are up to. They are not divisioned, right? You'd think they might be divisioned, but so they are just yeah, I don't know. So basically, we don't need 3 destroyers in A. Now I could go, if you have too many destroyers for the caps, you can send 1 destroyer here flanking and scouting. That's not a bad choice, right, with 4 destroyers. But we don't, like, we can't like abandon B and C completely and just have 3 destroyers playing around at A. So that's why I'm deciding to go towards B, might even go all the way towards C. So somebody here is thanking me, maybe because I've realized we don't need 3 destroyers here. And I'm willing to move elsewhere. Now it's a bit of a shame because I was the one who spawned on the most left side and now I'm forced to go elsewhere. Simply because our destroyers for some reason decided to all go towards A. Oh well. Now we haven't spotted the Woosty. And the islands around B could be very well Wooster territory where you'd position 1. Of course, like, the only one who is divisioned in the enemy team is the Halland with a Yamato. Like, often if you have like cruiser and a destroyer division, they might take B together, so that's something to watch out for. So RPF is pointing this way, so I'm gonna top this. And the plan here is to reverse into the cap, so I'm going to beach in order to slow down. I could have angled a little bit better. If torpedoes were coming right now, I'd be screwed. So not ideal by me. I should have beached in an angle. The reason why you beach is because it immediately allows you to stop. Although these days beaching is very dangerous. Well, turns out the enemy Halland found out sailing into cap is also very dangerous. So that was a lucky one. Turns out that the enemy Halland came exactly in that angle and got utterly wrecked. And he was even like reasonably angled, so again got pretty unlucky there. Also, I'm currently probably Minotaur raided. We still don't know where the Wooster is, but once I was in 10 kilometers of the Minotaur, suddenly the radar popped, so, and that Minotaur isn't smoking, so I'm assuming he is radaring. Now I'm not moving. I'm not moving because nobody is shooting me, right? The only one who has reasonable shots at me is that Minotaur, and that Minotaur seems busy shooting somebody else. So as long as he doesn't switch targets, so I'll keep an eye on it. But right now, I don't feel like I have to move. I can just sit here and camp. If he starts shooting, I have to immediately move off. Minotaur could do a lot of damage to me, but you know, this Minotaur is getting wrecked and he didn't seem to have any intention of shooting me, so, you know. Also, by the way, you might be realizing that Halland is now here, because that Halland that went towards A from the center has decided that A is not the place to be. I'm not sure why, because it needed A. And look at that Shima is also moving away, so both destroyers moved into my territory, so I was like, yeah, okay, you can have A if you want to, and now they are just leaving again. And yeah, our Hindenburg is not very happy about this, because you know, we know that 2 enemy DDs are here, right? And now we have nobody spotting for troops, nobody spotting for those destroyers, nobody contesting the cap. By the way, we've also found the booster who was raiding, like the Minotaur is now dealt with then. Was the booster raider there, but that booster shouldn't cover an awful lot of A, right? So I'm not sure why both of our destroyers ran away. But hey, I'm coming this way to help out. And I even like said that in chat and even got a thank you for it. But those two like friendly, like, those are things that are internally confusing me, right? The destroyers basically refused to stay on the side where they were needed. They both like pushed heavily into A. where we had 3 destroyers suddenly. So I went and were like, okay, if they really like this side, I'll just do something else. But then they just left. Now the team here is like completely at the mercy of the enemy. Well, not completely, because our Stalingrad is radaring. So the Shima here is spotted. I'll try to help out with this. Of course, being a Halland, I can't shoot straight ahead. It's actually... You can't shoot something that's exactly in front of you because the guns are blocked, so you need to show a little bit of angle. But anyway, I got a hit in there. Let's get some random toasters here. Can I stay inside this cap? Yeah, looks like I can. That's nice. So, yeah. Overall, we aren't doing too badly, you know. We're doing okay on points, on camps, on ships. Now, there is still a gearing here. After I get this cap, I'll try to spot the gearing. Of course, there's also an here. And what's a bit concerning are those islands, right? If I were to go towards, like, through those islands to find the gearing, then my team might not be able to help. Could go here all the way towards the left in the open. The problem, of course, is with a Halland, you don't have a smoke screen. Which means if you are detected, you don't have an easy way out. So if I run into the gearing and I start shooting the gearing, I have no way to disengage if there's too much fire coming from me. That's always a pretty big downside of not having a smoke and something you need to consider. So, we'll see. Okay, the Venezia just took a big hit, right? If they sink the Venezia, it's going to be less of a problem. Ohio's secondaries are still somewhat of a concern, and Ohio is reasonably accurate, so he could probably also get some good hits into me. But nothing compared to Venezia, right? If that Venezia is dealt with, and it looks like it is, then I feel a lot more confident here. So maybe I'll just peek through here. I expect the gear, but the question is how close will the gearing be? If it's very close, I can potentially torpedo. Well, it's not that close. Okay, so let's start firing. I have the Kurfürst coming in here behind me. I'm not sure who has shots at it. I think the Hindenburg will have. I see some shots here going for it, so somebody is helping. But now we have the problem, right? So the Venezia is gone, that's good. But he smoked up, and I'm spotted by the Ohio. And, you know, I knew the risks, but you now see in full effect what happens when you don't have a smoke screen, because the enemy gearing just disappears and I'm getting wrecked, and it's only the Ohio and the gearing that are shooting me. So I survived though, but I'm not sure if that was worth the beating. Then again, it looks like the gearing the gearing fucked up a lot more. Now the gearing just sat there, right? I guess he was so focused on shooting me that he forgot that I have torpedoes. So that's 2 destroyers dealt with. Meanwhile, by the way, we've lost our Halland at some point, and our Shimakaze is now in the 8-9 line here, beached against an island or something. I don't know. Like, it's... I mean, I feel like I'm missing the words here, but it's just so confusing to me, right? Like, you have to make a decision. Like, it's not like you're just hammering your keyboard, right, and you're going in random direction. At some point, you're thinking, you're looking at the map, or you're looking around, maybe not at the minimap, but, and you'll be like, hey, I think I'm gonna go this way, right? And our friendly destroyers just have utterly confused me this entire game. Anyway, so I'm now considering, I wanna help with this Halland, right? I mean, we're winning. Things don't matter as much right now anyway, because we're winning pretty heavily. So how do I help this Goliath? So I could go with him, push through here and deal with the Halland, but this Goliath seems to be not going that fast anyway, or he's taking it slow, so I'm like, okay, so we can make a pincer move. I'm also expecting the Halland to flee this way and I want to intercept him. So I've decided, okay, I go north. I should speed boost here, by the way, because then I'd go north a lot faster. Now, unfortunately, as I decided to go north, the Goliath decided to push in, so now I can't help. But as I said, like in the greater scheme of things, it doesn't really matter. We have the points, the ships, the caps. We just have everything. But hey, you know, so far 3 enemy destroyers have been destroyed. 2 I have sunk, and the 3rd I got like just a teensy pint bit of damage in. Okay, it's a stretch to say I helped with the third, but I engaged all enemy destroyers so far that have been destroyed, and now I'm going for the fourth one, because need one more. So I was detected here, he knows I'm coming. Now the pew pew starts, and he gets a fire, he gets a second fire. I really should death damage count this, right? I had the hit point advantage, but I damage count way too late. And it's a trade, right? I had swapped like 2,000 more hit points or something, but he had a double fire on me. And if I had damage count immediately, maybe I'd survived. It doesn't matter. We basically just win. But anyway, could have done better. Off to the results. So here we are with the results, and I actually scored first on the scoreboard despite me doing barely any damage, but all the damage I did was to destroyers, and you get experience based on the percentage of hit points you take away from an enemy, not the total amount of damage, right? So if you shoot destroyers, very little damage gives you a lot of experience. Maybe you're wondering why I picked this battle, but I feel like this was one of those games where I did my job as a destroyer and I was heavily rewarded for it. Part of it was because actually like the team on the left flank was very helpful, right? They pushed in, they helped me with the gearing, like I did my job and they did their job, and it just worked out beautifully. And meanwhile, the other destroyers, they just abandoned their job, like the Halland and the Shimakaze, they basically didn't do anything. And it shows, it might show on this course. Anyway, so I guess there was some good in this, there was some bad in this. I hope you enjoyed watching it, and I'll see you next time.